All right. So, welcome today, Monday morning. We're going to talk about handling objections and network marketing, direct sales, and MLMs. And I've got some of the team with us: Crystal, Christina, Kelsey, and Lenora. Welcome and good morning. So, today we're going to talk about how to overcome these objections and what we can do as a network marketing entrepreneur to help close that deal, make that sale. Um, let's see. Let me say that much of the response for people is determined by how we respond, right? Those dreaded objections that come up during the prospective process in business is all determined by how we respond to them as well. The ability to respond is our responsibility. I'm not offended by objections at all. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading this. I put this all down in my notes, and so I'm reading them out, and I haven't slept much, so be with me if I'm a little blurred. I am not offended by objections at all, as it usually means the prospect is considering the opportunity enough to not blow me off, and or at least asking me some questions. Never get on the defense and always validate your prospect's concerns and questions. I like to answer questions and handle objections by sharing stories of people they can relate to whenever possible. I also like to use the feel, felt, found method, right? We've talked about that in other Zoom conferences. So they know that I'm on their side. So I might say something like, I understand how you feel. I once felt that way too. But now what I found out is that this is this, and right. And that helps validate them. And then it kind of helps bring them over to your side. Um, so I think the big important thing here, though, that they're trying to tell us in this first paragraph that I read you is that the objections are standard in humans. Like we automatically, things that we don't know about, we often object. We often push away. And of course, we're trying to pitch them into something that they've always had that stigma, that karma, MLMs and pyramid schemes and, those kind of things. And so their guards already up, right? And so it's not easy for us to overcome objectives if we don't know how to approach them in a way that's going to make them feel more comfortable to the answers that we're trying to give them in that objection. So let's talk about a few common objections. Like the number one common objection, Marissa's live now. The number one common objection: I'm so busy, I don't have enough time to do this. Okay. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I got started. I was doing blah, 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 blah. And I was working this business part time. But that's not uncommon. We've found that most people work this business on very little part time hours, working on your everyday life in your own time. Just 15 to 10 hours or 10 to 15 hours per week is all that you would need to run this part time business. Of course, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. But you tell stories of people who are working their business part time successfully right here with you. That we do have moms that have 5 children that are working this business. We do have women that are working this business that are trying to retire their husbands. Me and my wife do run our business and we don't do any outside work. Give the examples of some of your fellow teammates out there and what they're doing in their business so that they can see that they too could share in that and they can get those same benefits from this business that you're getting from it. Hello, Miss Angie, welcome. So we're talking about the ways to overcome objections in multi-level marketing and direct sales. Okay. So we were just talking about the first one, them saying that I'm so busy, I don't have enough time to do this. And I was saying in there that, I understand how you feel. I know how you felt. I felt the same way until I found that I can do this part time with as little as 10 to 15 hours a week. And sometimes you can break that down even more to just say 10 to 15 minutes a day, 2 or 3 times a day. or, something of that nature, which might seem a little bit easier for them. But as well as I do that there's probably not too many of us in here that aren't going 100% in this business that don't spend more than 2 or 3 hours a day on their business. If you're trying to make this business be your business and you're like CEO and you're an entrepreneur, then yeah, you're probably working a lot more than 3 hours a day. But if you're just trying to get that supplemental income and you're just trying to have a little bit of extra for your family or for yourself, or to take care of the kids, or to be able to be home a little bit more, then you probably are one of those that are part-time working it at only 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week, right? Let's be real about it. So we're not lying to the people when we're saying this to them, and we're not expecting them to do any more than that. That's just the average, right? So by telling those stories, it's gonna help them kind of relate to those situations and those people that you're talking about. Another one of them is, I don't have the money to get started. How many of you guys have heard that? I'm sure all of you have, right? I know I have. Well, your rebuttal to that could be, I can appreciate that. Many people are in the same place because of the recent recession or the COVID situation or whatever brings to mind at that time. In this case, a lot of times it's COVID. Because money is tight, this is all the more reason to come join us. What if I could teach you a simple way to make the money back with our bonuses during your first month, right? What if I could show you you buy that $99 kit and I show you within 30 days that you can not only make that $99 back, but you can make more. And of course we have a plan that we have people invest 100% and we separate their money. Okay. But if you can make them the assurance that if they put that $100 out of their pocket one time and one time only, they won't have to reach into their pocket if they work their business 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And it's just simple fact. Like, if you're consistent about it like that, you will make that money back. I don't know anybody in this business that couldn't spend 2 to 3 hours a day for those 4 to 5 days a week and be able to sell 15 pieces of jewelry in a month, which is all that's required for you to turn around and become active, right? And by doing that, even if that's the bare minimum that you're doing, now you're setting yourself up for a secondary source of income, right? Now, if you need more money, boom, you sell more. If you don't need more money, well, then it can just sit there and you can do what you're doing and just casually keep yourself active. So the money isn't necessarily what's stopping you. Because I can tell you right now that if your car broke down and your battery were to go dead and you didn't have the $100 for the battery, you're probably going to find a way to make that $100, or you're going to end up pulling it somewhere that you don't have it so that you can fix your battery in your car. Well, what I'm telling you is that when you take this $100 and you invest it in yourself for your own business, you won't ever have to take any more money out of your house to do that. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? So that will kind of help with that rebuttal right there. But also, what if I could teach you a simple way that'll make that money back with the bonuses during your first month, right? That's where we left off. Now, share your fast start bonuses, which we don't really have a fast start bonus with paparazzi, but the bonus that we have is we have one free piece of jewelry every 10 pieces that they get, right? We get free shipping if you purchase over $100 worth of jewelry. There are bonuses that they can get just as being a consultant at an active level. So explain those things to them, and that, those free pieces that you get when you buy your kit, you're getting $175 back. That's almost doubling your money right there. Right. And then with all the free pieces that you get with each one of your orders month after month after month, you can't go wrong. You're really not at risk by joining this company. And then if they're still telling you, yeah, I know, but I don't have the $100. Well, have you considered seriously? Like, I mean, if you want this bad enough and you want to make this happen for you, like, have you considered selling something that you don't use no more? You know, that old TV that's in the room that you don't ever turn on anymore, or the lawnmower that's in the garage that you haven't used for 3 months because you have a landscaping service now come by. You know, use one of those things and sell it off on Facebook real quick and buy your kit. And then later on next summer, when you need to buy a lawnmower again, you have enough money to buy it. So another one, I'm not a salesperson. I mean, I know we've all heard this one, right? Yeah, I'm just not the salesperson. Hey, terrific. I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm not a salesperson either. I'm in the business of sharing. Our incredible products are amazing, so I share it to everybody everywhere that I can. I don't sell our products sell themselves. I share it. I share the possibility of becoming a turnkey entrepreneur with a global brand. Well, this is actually, nationwide brand because we can't sell it globally. But you understand where I'm going with that, right? We're selling a product all over the United States that's incredible. It's $5 and it means more than just a piece of jewelry. So yeah, I'm not in the business of selling. I'm in the business of sharing. I'm looking for passionate people that when they love something, they'll share. We're looking for people who enjoy helping others. I can see you have your doubts, but I want to reassure you that if you decide to join with us, I will be the one helping training you and all of my uplines above me. If I didn't think you could do this, we wouldn't even be talking right now. Right? Like, what kind of rebuttal could you come with after I said that? Right? Like, those are key points to that. So I'm not looking for you to sell. If you don't sell, you don't sell. I'm telling you to share this jewelry with people. Show it to people. Let them see it. They're going to want to buy it because it's the product itself. Right? How about the question, I don't know anybody? That's right. That's another rebuttal everybody gives you. I don't know anybody. Again, stories are powerful. I'd share them with my story when I started my business and how I just moved, just got married, formerly shy, teacher, 20s. This is all that the girl had written that did this. I truly didn't know many people, but through our profession and proven system, I was able to expand my network and not only meet new customers and consultants, but also new friends by the age of 29 and our company's first six-figure earner. What I'm trying to say there, when she's trying to say there, is basically that tell your story about how you are getting to know people. You don't have to know anybody, especially if you're on Facebook. Just share it on Facebook, share it to other people, and those people will come to your Facebook. Grow your circle of friends through your Facebook, and I guarantee you will start knowing a lot more people than you have in a long time. And then you'll start building relationships with people that are not only your customers, but turn out to be your friends. People that turn out to be like family to you. And as we've been consultants in this, it's amazing how many people have went the extra mile for us, or that we went the extra mile for them. That I didn't know them before I was selling jewelry. I had no idea who some of these people were. And not every time I help somebody, it comes in good. Some people are just shady. But all in all, in real, I've met more people through doing this jewelry. I've met more awesome people that are like you and like me than anywhere else once I got started in doing this. So you don't have to know anybody. And then she goes on here to say, what I love about this business is that it's not necessarily who you know, but people you'll meet and be referred to. Plus, this business is a great way to get to know people as well. We will teach you the tools to help you reach out. Right? And that's true. if you did a host party, right, then now you're reaching out to even more people than you knew before, and these are people that you're gonna end up being introduced to, referred to, and you're gonna end up meeting all of those people through the word of mouth that you've created. Another one here is, don't want to bug my friends or family. Well, thank goodness. I don't want you to bug your friends and family first. And real quick, let me just ask you, is that what you feel I'm doing? Am I bugging you? Because really, I don't want you to feel that way. If you feel I'm bugging you, then let's just stop now, because that's not my intention. Okay. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to just pick your brain and see if this is a good thing for you. If this is a good fit for you, because I see you being the perfect candidate for something like what I'm doing. So I'm not trying to bug you. And I don't want you to bug your friends and family neither. That's not what I do. I share what I'm doing, and I pick brains to see if there's anyone they know that this would be great for. I find what people have need of, and then I try to fill it. Whether it be with our products, or a need for extra income, or simply just a need for friends and family and just purpose. I simply use a referral approach, asking them who they know. Sometimes they identify themselves. We do that from time to time, asking for referrals or babysitters, dry cleaners, etc. I'm just looking for different referrals of people that I want to work with in this business. And you make a great candidate. Okay, hopefully that rebuttals that one. Next one they have on here is, I need to try the products first. Okay, well, if they're local, then you can get a product sample to them, or you can even send them a sample if they want. Or you could just say, if you meet those ladies that are out and about and they say that, well, I can't wear costume jewelry because the earrings mess up my ears, and I have allergic reactions and so forth. Those are people that I would offer a piece of jewelry to. And I find earrings are one of the biggest ways. Like, it seems like earrings are one of the ones that are the most successful at not causing irritations. And I would stay away from giving away copper pieces, because the copper pieces could just, their own personal pH balance could counteract with the copper, and it could cause them to have that green reaction. So offer them a free piece and see if that's something that they want to try it. Tell them the startup pack is a great way to sample all their products, and they get to learn them as they earn. Right? We have so many different products, between pull strings to clip-ons to snap-ons to long bracelet or long necklaces, short necklaces, wraps. There's so many different types of products that they can't exclude all of them. Hello, Miss D. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. We're moving through the list pretty good here. We're going through different rebuttals and ways to rebut when people rebut the idea of joining our team. So we've been going over quite a few different ones, and I'm getting down to the end of them now, but I'm glad you're here, and we'll finish up, but you can always go back and check the YouTube replay for the first ones, okay?
Okay, sounds great.
All right, great. So we were just talking about a customer rebuting by saying, well, I need to try the product first. And we were saying that you could, we are in the business where we give out free samples, right? So you can always give out a free sample and let them try it. But also tell them that, your $99 kit, if you choose to get that kit or any larger kit, is going to give you plenty of samples for you to be able to play with and try out and check out and see. So feel free to, take a look at any of our pieces. And then, where was it at? Oh, I said, and then when you purchase the products as a consultant, you'll get below wholesale pricing, right? $2.75. You'll be able to try them as you're getting started. And all the while, you'll be able to build a really great business. In the meantime, the company provides incredible product testimonials. Okay, which they do. Next one would be, is this a pyramid? How many times do you think I've heard this? How many times have you heard this? I'm going to tell you what, in all the time that I've been doing it, I've only heard it like once or twice. They say that if people are asking if it's a pyramid scheme, then automatically you know that that person is somebody that has already been brought up on, like, to be skeptical, to not be sure that this is what's for them, right? So one of the things that they say in here, and I'm just going to read this word for word the way they put it, because I think it's kind of cute and funny at the same time, but not necessarily the things that I would say. But she says, actually, in my 5 years of doing this business, I've only heard this objection once, because of my belief and posture is so strong that it's not questionable. So if you're getting this a lot, to be sure to connect with one of your leaders about personal and professional development materials that can increase your belief in yourself, the opportunity. So what she's saying here is that if you're getting somebody that says, is it a pyramid scheme? Then somehow you're not showing that you believe in it enough. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that might be something that's true, right? So just consider that. Like, are you showing it in a positive manner from the get-go? Or are they already questioning you because you're questioning yourself? And then they say here, what do you mean by a pyramid? Pyramids are illegal. With pyramids, there is no exchange of goods or services. We have an amazing product and a very loyal customer base who are elated with their results. Now let's get talking about real business and how it's a good fit for you. What other questions do you have? Right? So that way you're just kind of like submissing the fact that they just said that this was a pyramid scheme. You just flat out told them, like, no, that's illegal. What we're doing here is we're selling goods and services. Anybody have any questions on any of those so far? Okay, those are all of the different ones that they talk about in here. She's got one little paragraph here. I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys on closing. She says, after you're done answering questions and handling objections, move on to the close. I would ask them if they have any final questions. And when they say no, that's when you say, great, so you're ready to sign up? And if they still say no, say, oh, okay, well, I didn't think you had any more questions. Hello, Miss Marissa, and hello, Corey.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, I'm gonna go send out our text alert real quick.
Okay. Now, we had already covered I wanted to come join you in your live, but you had started a little late, so we had to start here.
I'm the worst. No, I'm glad that you came in here.
No, but this is good, though. This is good because we've already kind of went over some of the objections. And so anybody that comes in from now can go back and watch the replay from this point on.
Cool.
And I have something new we can do for the rest of this time.
Okay, just sent out the text alert.
Okay. So this that I was reading to all of you guys was from Sarah Robbins. She calls herself Sarah Rockin' Robbins, and she's part of a networking team. So it says here in closing, after you're done answering the questions and handling the objections, move on to the close. And I would ask them if they have any final questions. Okay. If they say that they don't have any final questions, they say, no, I'm good. So, okay, great. So are you ready to join? Right? Like, if you don't have any questions, then you're ready, right? And if they hesitate and say, no, not yet, I need to talk to my husband. Well, now we can kind of, go into those types of rebuttals, right? But that's the very first question you want to ask them. When they tell you that, you ask them simply, so what else do you want to know? Do you have any more questions? And when they say no, that's when you ask them, all right, so you're ready to join. Now, if they still say, no, not quite ready, right? Then say, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, how interested are you in the opportunity? Now, if they say 5 or higher, that's when I'd say, well, what would make it a 10? Like, let's talk about this a little bit more then. Okay. And not that you need to know any more about the business, right? Because you said you don't have no more questions, but you're not quite at a 10, but you're not a 5. So you tell me, what would make it a 10? This works real well as it exposes their final objections that you can finally ask them, and then ask them to join you again. Right? So whatever those objections are at that point, that's when you want to go over those objections with them and work them out. Remember, you want to have control of the conversation, but yet you want to be a good listener. And remember, even if they say no now, delay is not denial. Delay is not denial. Don't forget it. Like, I don't mind having somebody tell me no. I would rather them tell me no than for them to lead me on and keep me coming back to them for 6 months straight. If I want to come back to them on my own because I feel that they have potential, then that's by my own choice, but don't string me along, right? Nobody wants to be strung along. So let's get right to it. Yes or no? Okay. No doesn't mean no forever. It just means not right now. Not today, not right now. It may be next week. It may be next month. It may be next year. It may be during the next virus, but not right now. Get them started on your products and ask them who who they know that would benefit from that opportunity or product, right? Don't just close it out with just them. All right. They know people. They know people say, well, I just told you a good opportunity and I'm kind of surprised you're not jumping at it. But let's not be selfish here. Who do you know that could use something like what I just told you? And then I'll tell you what, you hook me up with them. And when they sign up with me and I show you through them what I just told you, then maybe you'll sign up with me later, or you'll sign up under them, whichever way. But wouldn't you rather you sign up with me and then you get those people to sign up under you than you sign up under your friends? I mean, really, that's where the question is here, right? Who's going to be first? You're going to sign up you, or you're going to sign up one of your friends? Either way, I'm going to be signing up all kinds of people. I just don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. Right? So go for their referrals. Look for their people that are possibly interested in doing something like this that she knows of. Maybe she knows somebody that's been selling a different direct sales company but hasn't had any luck, and I just gave her all the reasons in the world why our direct sales company is different. Right? So maybe she might want to go tell her niece or her aunt or her nephew or somebody and say, hey, you know what? You should talk to this guy that I talked to about this paparazzi $5 jewelry. I think this might be something fit for you, right? And hey, if she refers you to somebody, there's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, I'll give you a free piece of jewelry for every person you refer me to have this conversation with. I'll sell it to 10 people.
That's a great idea. Enticing them with a free piece of jewelry. That's a great idea.
I always use the free piece. I think the free piece is so worth it if you're wanting to plant seeds.
For sure. That's what those free pieces are for, right?
That's what I was just about to say. That's what paparazzi gives us those hostess rewards for. So remember that we're using them for the same reason that paparazzi uses them. Yes, you can sell them. And I'm not going to tell you I don't sell them sometimes or take them for myself. But the reason why they do that, the reason why they give us those is because we can bless others. We can do giveaways. We can just say, hey, I love your hoops. You know, seeing somebody on the side of wherever, I love your earrings. Here's a free piece. That's why they give us those. So don't be afraid to give those out, even if you're brand new.
Definitely. Definitely. And then also make sure that you keep that, everyone that you give out, keep a record of that, because that's also a business expense. So make sure you're
and a business card, you guys. If you have not ordered business cards, please order some. But here's the thing, even if you don't have any, don't let that be a reason not to give someone a free piece. I encourage you guys to grab a piece of paper, something to get your name on that free piece of jewelry before you hand it out. Your name, some way for them to contact you, even if it's just your Facebook or your website.
Hey, and if all else fails, open up your phone to your contacts and hit add contact and say, hey, I'd like to give you a free piece of jewelry. Would you mind being one of my contacts? And let them fill it out. Put their name and their phone number into your phone.
Can totally do that. I've done this at the checkout with like somebody like at a grocery store. I gave the clerk a free piece, but I didn't have a business card. So I was like, well, I seen she had her phone. So I was like, do you have your phone? You want to just add me on? Because she was interested. I could tell she was interested. So I was like, can you just add me? You want to just add me on Facebook real quick? She grabbed her phone. She's a checker, you know, she grabbed her phone and just put me right in and added me as a friend. So don't be afraid to ask either.
Excuse me.
Hey, you're good. I got something to say. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Jay.
I didn't know we was on in the morning today. I'm sorry I didn't know that, so I'm sorry I was late. But it's all good. I know now. Listen, I left and came back because I did do the homework. I'm glad that you did this today, and I'm glad that you did this topic because I actually did a little bit of research on the rebuttal book, and I wasn't able to find that one that I had seen once before, and I don't know why. I don't even know why I can't find an image of it for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, what's going on with it. But I did find something that I feel like will be a comparison. Would be also a good book. I don't know if it's comparable, or I still think it would be a good book, and it would also be priced. It's only $10, guys. So I'm gonna show you right now. All right, look. Everybody look at my screen or my photo or whatever.
Remember, business expenses, that's $10 you can write off.
Absolutely. So I put this one up here, and so that one I feel like I don't know if any of you know who Grant Cardone is, but he is a huge mogul in the real estate industry, and when it comes to sales or any kind of closing, he's definitely in the conversation. And so I would recommend that if this, I'm actually interested in myself. Actually, I'm not trying to bombard myself. I just bought another book that's supposed to be actually coming today. That one's on food, of course, but that's my thing, you know. But I'm really I'm thinking that this will be a good one too. So if anybody's interested and they go ahead and get it, please let me know what you think. I might go ahead and grab me one too.
All right.
Andre, is that from Amazon?
So I believe it's on Amazon, but I found this one actually on Google. So I would go to Amazon. I mean, you know, Amazon started their whole business on books. So, you know, I'm sure they have it if anybody, but Grant Cardone has his own website. And so if you can't find it on Amazon, I'm sure you can find it there.
Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that, brother.
Yeah, no doubt at all.
Definitely interested in that one.
Yep.
You know, and just while we're talking about that book, you know, I don't know how many of you guys read on a regular basis. I know that I'm not the biggest reader, but what I'm finding and what I'm hearing so much of lately, since I've been really, you know, indulging in this this entrepreneur type lifestyle, is that entrepreneurs need to be reading on a regular basis, like book after book. Like you should be constantly expanding your knowledge, and not only the business that you do, but just in everything, period.
Well, you know, it's a well-known fact that, you know, people hide information in books. They hide the secrets in books. If you want to know how to do something, you know, like, you know, you think about all the people who made millions and millions of dollars doing, you know, sales, or millions and millions of dollars doing stock market, or millions and millions of dollars doing whatever. They're not, you know, giving out all this information, just handing it out like, you know, otherwise everybody be doing it, right? Hey man, at the end of the day, they write books. They put this stuff in books, and those guys that have made that money, they read books that got them this information. So the proof is in the pudding, and always in the action. You know what I mean? So you learn through doing, of course. But
Right.
if you want to fast track yourself, I'm telling you, reading the book, and sometimes you need to read it twice. Or sometimes you need to get a hardback or a paper copy or whatever. And like I say that because I know there's audio books out there too, and those are valuable as well. Because at least you're getting it in, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you get the actual book, then you get a chance to highlight or underline certain lines or certain phrases that really stood out to you, so that when you can go back and either go back and reflect for yourself, or you can go back and reteach others. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, definitely. So just a little word for advice there for anybody that, especially if you have a hard time like unwinding, or like if your mind doesn't stop, if you're one of those people, that's the best time to pick up a book, because a book will slow your mind down, and you'll read it. It really will help you.
I never heard that one before. That's a good one though. You know what? That's your fearless leader, guys. That's definitely Marissa Clark. Let me tell you, her mind does not stop moving, this lady.
I just was like, okay, so I guess I need to go to bed with a book.
I was about to tell you, babe. I was just about to say, babe, you heard what Chris said? That's probably a good idea. We got a book we should read right now. You dig?
No, and I mean, truthfully, it's something I need to do myself more. I have the hardest time going to sleep at night, and for some reason I don't pick up the book, but if you think about it, after an all day's work and an all day that you've been doing everything that you're doing, you're already like, your body's fatigued, right? Your mind isn't necessarily fatigued as as we obviously want it to be, or it wouldn't be running at 1,000 miles a minute. But at the same time, your eyes are tired too, right? So when you start reading a book and you start like trying to paint that picture while you're reading, you're blinking your eyes more often, and by the more you're blinking your eyes, the more your eyes are getting used to your eyelids being closed, and then you start to fade out. Just a thought.
I'm just thinking, how are you gonna? I guess I need like a headlamp, because I'm gonna be in bed doing this. So I'm like, how am I gonna see?
You should have said that. I'm hitting up Amazon right now. I'm gonna get you one of them.
Oh no!
I'm gonna get you one of those mining caps with the little lamp on the front.
They make those little clips that you can like clip onto your book, and it's like a little bitty light.
Yeah, they have a clip-on book light.
From Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
And Staples.
Nah, she need the one. She need the one for coal mining. I'm gonna get that.
He's gonna get me the worst
Get the
one.
coal mining one and a post that says "because of paparazzi." I can now read and become a leader. Yes.
You can say you can too.
I just want to tell you guys that I have been on many, many training groups, and this is by far the best training group ever. Zoom, Chris, DJ Turner, or what's
DJ Venom.
DJ Venom. I mean, it's so valuable, you guys. This is invaluable, and I love connecting with my paparazzi brothers and sisters.
Hey, you know what?
So
yeah,
we're all on that same path. And Marissa Clark, get that notebook and get all those lists of books that you need to be reading so you can fall asleep, girlfriend.
I also, you know what? I also want to second what Angie said. I and also with the not even just the trainings, but also the camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? We're building relationships with one another right now, just from showing up every day. You know what I mean? We get to hear each other talk. You know what I'm saying? We all chiming in, saying something. Even if you just chime in to say 2 words every Zoom, it don't even matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you are a part of this, and that's awesome. And we're all gonna be at one place at one time, one day.
Amen.
And it's
and
gonna
we're
be
gonna
awesome.
have the best buddies.
And I get to see your beautiful faces.
What's
know,
everybody doing to work on their business this Memorial Day? Let's do a little
Good.
Well, hold
intermission.
on. Let's
question.
finish before we get to open discussion. Let's finish the topic so that
Oh yeah, let's
that
do
way
it.
we
Sorry,
can end
Chris.
it on the Zoom.
There you go.
So what we were talking about here is the overcoming the rebuttals, right? And so I've already done the majority of the discussion, and it's on the YouTube for those of you that are coming in from late from it. We've already went through a lot of that discussion already, but what I'd like to do right now is do a little like kind of little skits with each other. Like I want somebody to come up with Angie, why don't you give me your most popular rebuttal? What are people telling you when you're trying to talk to me about this business? What do they tell you?
I'm not a salesperson. You're good at what you do. I could never be you. Or so automatically that tells me that that person is comparing themselves to me. And that is what I struggle with the most. Because I'm willing to put myself out there. But I feel like there's a lack of understanding. So that just tells me that I need to listen more to those individuals that are giving me those kind of rebuttals. That's been my approach. So
Okay.
I feel like it takes me a little bit longer to, I feel like the recruiting is going to come. The team is going to come. I mean, it's going to be huge. My team will be huge. So, but that's what I have a problem with the most. I'm not you. I'm not a salesperson.
Okay. And do you have a certain thing that you come back with on that, or are you still kind of lost at what to say?
No, I just say what makes you say that, and I kind of open it up for a conversation.
There you go.
And then
That's a good way.
and then I give it a few minutes, and then I start asking them about them. I start asking, is there anything I can help you out with today? That kind of thing.
Okay.
I used to manage an employment agency, and in that employment agency, my, what do you call it? Antichrist of business boss. He used to say it was all about relationship. That's how our employment agency was so big and popular and grew so fast, was because of our relationship connections. So that was mandatory that I had to make 100 phone calls a day. That was an 8-hour-a-day job. I had to make 100 phone calls a day. So that most of our time, our business came just by having those good organic relationships. That's it. So that's the way I'm doing it now. And I think it's important.
Okay. Does anybody have something that they would use if they were to come with you with that same, objection? If they were to tell you that they're not a salesperson like you are, what would you tell them? Anybody?
You don't have to be a salesperson.
Say that again, Dee.
I think somebody else spoke up, so I got quiet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was me. I had said, you don't have to be a salesperson.
Okay.
I would say, I would tell them the truth, the big truth. My wife wasn't a salesperson. I ain't never seen her do a sale in her dang life, dang near. She used to do hair, and she's a mama, okay? Amen? And now look at her. So at the end of the day, what you say you're not is only because you feel like that. And at the end of the truth, that doesn't make it the truth. That does not make it the facts. I'll tell you that right now.
So how about if I were to tell you that I don't want you to be a salesperson, because that's not what I do. I share. I share jewelry with people. I share positivity with people. I share beautiful, beautiful jewelry. I share relationships. I share hope. So all I do is I share, but I do it at $5 at a time. And you could do it too. You don't have to sell. The jewelry sells itself. Are you willing to share the jewelry? Are you willing to share the beauty of it? Are you willing to share with other people what you're doing? Because if you were willing to share, then you belong here with me. Dee, did you have something? I'm sorry. I think not. Angie, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the question too for that, like anytime you're even talking to somebody, I think the question is going to be, do you believe? Do you yourself personally believe? Because that's another thing that you just want to make sure that you yourself are believing. Because I think for me, my personal struggle was there was an inkling in there that I wasn't 100% on board. But I've been doing direct sales for like the last 20 years, different companies. But I see the difference in how I was back in the beginning when I started direct sales. I did like Tupperware, home interior, celebrating home, the different ones, Mary Kay, beauty control. But there was something in me that still did not believe. So I think so it's almost like you have to do some soul searching on your own. So if you can get to that point where you're helping to open up those organic conversations with the people, with your potential teammates, I think that is going to be golden once they finally realize. So you almost kind of have to walk alongside them very, very closely until they realize. And you want to see that little light bulb go off. Like, oh, so I'm on board now. I'm a full-on paparazzi believer in the company, in the comp plan, in the team building, in the camaraderie. I'm a full believer of, this life. And it's the best feeling. So if you can get to that point, even by coming on here, I was going to send out, messages to my team and say, hey, we're on here, but I got distracted and I didn't. But, like we need to be inviting, people to these Zooms. That way if they have questions, they're going to ask them.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, me too. I was going to say.
Or if they still have reservations or hesitations, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll feel this is a safe place for them to come to be able to confide in each other. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Definitely. I mean, this is definitely a safe zone, and that's the way. I mean, we all are human in here, and we all have feelings, right? And so today may not be a good day, and if you can't come express your feelings to me about today, then what good are we doing as a team and a network of a group? Because that's what we're here for, is to support each other. Ain't none of us in here going to get first, right? Because there is no first. There is no first.
Absolutely. You're cheering each other on. Yesterday, so we've been doing the marathon, Memorial Day weekend marathon, and I think I'm at like 6.48 hours. 6.48 hours since Friday going live. But I've learned quite a bit from being consistent. I've got new customers. I've made online sales. I take a break because I see, that I was getting tired and low energy. So I knew I needed to stop and come and eat. I did a quick mop on my kitchen. I love to have a clean kitchen floor. And then I go, okay, I'm going back and I'm going to go live again. And yesterday I did the backyard pool party. My family was there. I hung out with my family in the morning. My family was there swimming. I was in my bathing suit. I had a cover up, but I did a live. And then this morning I'm pulling sales that I did from my live that I did at the pool party. So even though I didn't have a lot of sales at the pool party, I still am showing up. And guess what? I mean, it's just, so anyways, lots of light bulbs going off on me this weekend. But I'm still going for Queen. Just FYI, I will do it. I will hit Queen. I will hit Queen. Marissa, I was going to ask you, sorry guys, don't mean to be a distraction. I was going to ask you, do I have until midnight to hit my 8 hours?
It's midnight. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Okay, girl, because I need to get to work.
Get to work. I'm so proud of you. Did you guys hear that she grew? Like, I know a lot of people were very hesitant about this, but the ones that have done it and I've talked to, they're like, I've noticed this, I've noticed that. And I'm like, yes, it works. It really works when you do it.
Work.
And also know that when you hear a challenge and it scares you, or you hear a challenge and it's like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this or not. Like that right there is the one that's going to make you grow. That's the one that's going to teach you the most. That's the one that you're going to gain the most from. Okay.
Yeah. This one really scared me and I saw it and I was ready to be scared. And then Marissa did it I was like, yeah, right, Crystal. I find that same thing. And I was like, this is my first one that I actually did. And I'm in competition with myself, you guys. I'm not even in competition. You know, I'm like cheering Crystal on. I'm cheering all the ones that are on there on the Elite Blingers page, you know, doing it. And not everybody's doing it. And it's okay, because you know, there's going to be our teammates that do it when we're not able to do it, but we know the benefits of it. So as long as we're learning the benefits of it, I think that's really awesome. So props to Marissa for putting on that Memorial Day challenge, and to like literally lightening up the load just enough so that we can obtain 4 hours or 8 hours or 16-hour levels. You know what I'm saying? So at least we're working towards something.
Definitely.
So very good.
Dee, I believe you wanted to say something, hon?
No, I was just cheering on Angie. I was like, amen. Yes, wonderful.
Oh, okay. Okay, I saw the hand
team.
raised. I just want to make sure I didn't skip you there.
I appreciate it.
No worries.
Amen. Thank you, sister.
So real quick, I'd like to talk to Corey for a second, because Corey, I haven't seen you in one of the Zooms here before. So I was just, is this your first time coming in?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So why don't you give me a small little introduction of yourself? How long you been with paparazzi? And
let's see. It was the beginning of this month. I signed up under Stacy Bennett.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah,
You're under some good leadership there.
Yes, very much so.
Good deal. And do you don't have anybody signed up under you yet, right?
No, not yet, because I'm still wanting to feel my way through this.
Yep. Nope. Understandable. It'll happen.
Yeah.
And you know, and it'll probably happen sooner than you expect it to, but just don't forget to speak the opportunity, regardless of whether you're ready for it or not. It will happen when it's time's right. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So just make sure you're speaking the opportunity and that you're continuing doing what you're doing. But most importantly, if I could give you any advice as any kind of a leader, is keep plugged in. Make sure that you're following the team pages and the trainings. Feel free to join any of these Zooms anytime you can. And when you can't, they're always on YouTube as well, so you can watch them as a replay. But also make sure you're asking questions. If you're not asking your upline specifically, make sure you're asking somebody else in the team. Okay, and you're more than welcome to ask your questions on any of our forums, any of our team group pages or in here. So please make sure you get tied in with all of us and become not only just another consultant in our team, but a family member. You know, we're all one big family.
Yeah, I love that.
Hey, Corey,
Awesome.
can I ask you, Corey, what is your specialty? What do you enjoy doing? What's the biggest part of your personality that you think you will be able to bring to your audience?
I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I mean, I love going live. And one of the things that I have an issue with right now is I've basically run through my kit. I've got maybe 20 or so pieces left. That's all I got until I get more orders in. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So
are you able to, are you going to Stockton? Are you going to Stockton on Tuesday?
I live in Stockton. Yes, I'm actually down the street from where we're headed. So yeah, I'll bring what I have.
Bring it, and let's trade, or let's get some people to help you out. I'll bring quite a bit of jewelry also, and we'll be able to help you out, girlfriend. We got to keep you moving. Okay.
I know.
I've
gotten on there and had to mention, hey guys, I promise, and I've done a few like pre-sales, but they don't jump on that the way they do the lives. So, and then I keep getting, okay, has it come in yet? Has it come in yet? I'm like, no, it's not here yet. I'm sorry.
Well, we can definitely, why don't you write down the things that you have been doing since you signed up, write down those things, because I think that, to be able to ask as many questions as you can, maybe even, what was I going to say? The pre-sales are amazing. So once you go in and you order, do those pre-sales, date them, what date you purchased those pieces, and then do a save, make an album for that specific sale. And then you got people claiming them. And then every time somebody claims it, you save it to that date. Then when your box comes in, you'll be able to check them off. So Yeah, shipping is delayed. So just let them know, you do have a delay in shipping. If you go online, always let them know. If they go online and order, they will get it a lot quicker than what you'll be able to
I
give
did
it
notice
to
that.
them.
I've had 2 customers order and I'm like, oh man, it's going to take forever for them to get it. And then they posted a picture. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
exactly
So
what I was
that's-
gonna say. I'm glad you said that, Angie, because that can help you. And I want to shout you out. I just told Andre, I was like, Corey's doing the dang thing. Okay, she's getting
Yeah.
the boxes. When
Trying.
I see somebody
awesome.
in back office, I see a name multiple times. I'm like, okay, they're doing something. So then it catches my attention. I go and I look and I see you're live. And so I just wanted to tell you, way to go. You really hit the ground running and a lot of people don't. So you've got that momentum.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, shipping is behind. I know. But she's right. Come to the meeting, bring the pieces to trade and push the website because you'll still get paid from that and still get that 45%. But your customers will get it like that. They are still getting their orders within that 72 hours that paparazzi promises. So if they go in, on Tuesday, they'll get it by Friday. So that'll keep them, like in the meantime, until shipping picks back up and my boxes start coming in and I see that you've got the flow coming in. So you won't have a big gap in between as long as you keep them coming in.
Once they start, I'll be good because I have orders. I
You
think
have
I'm
the
sitting
flow.
on like 18 to 20 orders I'm waiting on.
Yes. So you've got that flow. So it's like once it starts, once that first package that you ordered after your kit starts, you'll be good. But until then, kind of to pacify there, I know it's not the same, but here's another thing that I've done is I've gone live like on one device and then turn that down, Layla, please. And then sorry, mom brain for a second, gone live with one device and then like the iPad on another, right? So the screen is looking like this, but my iPad is here. And I'm like, okay, girls, I don't have any new tonight, but let me tell you, we're gonna shop my website right now. So Becky, I know you like silver hoops. So I'm gonna go into earrings, I'm gonna click hoops, and then let them shop that way. Be like, if I order it, I'm not going to get it for, 3 weeks? I think we're at now.
Yeah.
So if I order it, girls, it's not going to come for 3 weeks. But if you, Becky, go in and order this one right now, you're going to get it by Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still shopping with them. I know you don't have it live and in person, but you're still like their shopper.
That works for me and I can do that.
Yeah. So that's my
tip. It makes it real easy to be able to give them your website link and then be able to coach them on how to go to the website and order it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I got one more tidbit just to add to that is like, keep in mind, like the only reason why the shipping is the way it is right now is because paparazzi is growing at a rapid rate.
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
I mean, it's you've come in at a great time. Like this company is blowing up right now. So like this is awesome. I'm really happy to have you aboard and that's awesome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Corey, it just goes to show you too that like right now, while you're living that life that you see that this stuff is selling faster than you can hold on to it and faster than you can get it in there. This is a great opportunity actually to let other people know that this is a business that they might want to get started in. And not only, did you sign up with the $99 kit?
I did the $299.
See, and you did the middle range kit and you're still sold out all of your jewelry, which is kudos, right? But this gives you incentive now to show those other people that like the $499 kit is really the way to go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to start your business off and start it off right, being able to hit that $499 kit and being able to have that extra inventory is key, especially for apparently, people like yourself.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had. The only reason I didn't is just finances at the time. I was like, it's probably better that I go with this one just to make sure. And then after the fact, I was like,
Oh, and I'm definitely not questioning you. I'm definitely not questioning you one bit.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that now you could see like in true color the real benefit of being able to do that.
Definitely.
For sure. So since you are, rather a new consultant, and you've been experiencing that issue as far as not being able to hold on to the inventory, is there anything else that you consider as your biggest struggle besides that?
Honestly, not at the moment, to be honest. Because like I said, I really am, I'm not a shy person. I'm vocal. I enjoy, and I love being my own advertisement when I go out. I enjoy that. But other than that, I feel like that's my biggest issue right now.
That's great. So when you
Yeah.
do have a struggle, make sure you bring it to us and let us hash it out with you.
That's perfect. I love that idea.
So have you ever done direct sales besides paparazzi?
I am actually currently a Color Street stylist right now.
Okay. Have you ever tried to promote Color Street as far as getting somebody to join your team there?
Yeah, I only have one team member, but yeah.
Okay. So at least you're familiar with what we're talking about today with
Yeah.
rebuttals and network
Yeah.
marketing and so forth. Give me an example that you hear. What's something that you've heard?
A lot. It's a matter of fact, I gave it myself too. A lot of the times, well, I don't have time. That's one of the biggest things I've heard is, oh, I don't have the time for it. Oh, I'm not as outgoing as you are. So, I mean, those are two of the main ones that I heard. Because I also, if you want to get technical, I haven't sold it in a year. I actually was Rodan and Fields as well.
Right.
But,
well, and not having enough time, I completely understand how you feel, because I felt the same way. But you know what I found? What I found is that if you just take 2 to 3 hours a day, or up to 10 to 15 hours a week, and did it as a part-time thing, then you would be able to make money off of this to be able to supplement your income. It doesn't take a lot of time, and a lot of us that do this business, what we found is that you can literally do it maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes in periods of a couple times a day. And so it really doesn't take as much time as you would think of, but your time is money. And in this case, that little bit of time will make you money. So,
exactly.
That's one of the ways that I would overcome that rebuttal. Anybody else have any additions to that? I'm listening. I'm watching. I don't see no mic.
I think we lost people.
Yeah, no, I guess nobody has nothing to add to that.
I'm sorry. I was swirling over there. My wife was being silly. What did you say, Chris?
Oh,
well, she said that her biggest rebuttal that she hears is that they don't have enough time. And so I countered that by saying that, if look, you really only need a couple hours a day. If more than 10 to 15 hours a week would be like part-time work for you, would be a whole supplemental income. And a lot of us do it by breaking it down to working 10, 15 minutes a day, several times a day, and we can break that down in a way to be able to make that money.
I would love to hear that from somebody who has a job, who has a regular 9 to 5, because at the end of the day, they have the least amount of time. It don't seem like it, but they do. And if they have any kind of job where they have any kind of overtime, it's even worse. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like there's so many times where I was working a job and I couldn't go to X, Y, and Z with my family because they were going to the lake, or they were going to so-and-so's birthday party, or they were going to, wherever they were going as a family, they were headed out. I had to work. I couldn't do it. This business has given us more time than anything. And the main reason why it does this is because it's giving you control of your schedule. So you write your schedule, you say when you work and when you don't. Now, having said that, you make sure you do work so that way you can continue that control. Okay, if you really want that control, you have to continue to make sure you schedule in work. You can't just day off every day, because then all of a sudden, then you don't make no money, and then you don't have to go get a job because you lost that control. Okay, but if you want to keep that control, that's what you do. So at the end of the day, like when they say that I don't have time to do that, you don't have time to not.
Yeah.
If you want your time, and if you love your family, and if you love your personal time, maybe you don't have a family, maybe you're single, maybe you just want more time to kick it and do whatever that you want to do. You have more time with this than that.
I agree.
Amen. Well,
That's
thank you
true.
so much, Corey, for helping getting a little conversation there. I hope that you continue to keep coming in more and more of these. And feel free to throw your hand up and raise your hand if you ever have anything you want to say, and any of these things that we're talking about. You're just as welcome to talk just as any the rest of us.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. Let's see. How about Christina? Christina, have you had a favorite that you've come across as far as a rebuttal or an objection?
I don't know. I've been so trying to learn, like, I guess, about paparazzi, like, and sell, like, I've been doing my own thing. I don't know. I don't really have that conversation often, to be honest. I did, however, spend the last, I don't know, I think I spent 16 hours total Saturday and Sunday at a food truck festival locally.
Yes.
And I had a booth. It was my first big vendor event. It was fabulous. I did have one lady that stuck out with me. She totally took my card. She said she had a friend that sold, and her daughters were my daughter's age. My daughter was with me. It was mommy and me time, and it was me and my 14-year-old. And she helped me. She was my kiddo, like, she shouted her mom out. Like, she had her kids' jewelry on. She had an adult necklace on, earrings, like, she was sporting the stuff, as was I. So this mama was like, they bought rings. I never sell rings on my lives. It's so hard for me to sell rings, but for whatever reason at this festival, my rings were flying. I kept having to refill I have the big display holder from back office, like the one that has, I don't know, 20 or whatever. I kept having to refill it with rings because they were like, kids were buying them, adults were buying them. So it was freaking fabulous. But anyway, she told me she had a friend that had tried to, or that did sell paparazzi, but she stopped because it got too congested. I go, what do you mean congested? And she's like there were too many consultants. I go, really? She was like, how long have you been doing this? I go, January, like I think mid to late January. And she was just like, and you're still selling? She was like, you sell? Like, she's asked, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be out here if I didn't sell. Like, I don't have that much time on my hands to just be, we'll just go on a whim, And I go, because my daughter here, that's one of two. I have a 6-year-old that, he's very active. So, like, yeah, no, I don't have time to wait.
Yeah, but I gotta say
And
something.
she was just very like, yeah, no, my friend just didn't, really struggled. And I go, I don't know. I'm a nerd. Like, I like to study things that I get in. So, like, I research algorithms, I do trainings. Like, I go, we have a really supportive upline. So I feel like that helps me feel confident in what I'm doing. And I go, yeah, if you're ever interested, like, you should totally check it out. She's like, I go, I'm on Facebook here, take my card. She goes, no, I really will. And then we went off on a tangent about Girl Scouts because she's from Savannah, Georgia, and that's where Girl Scouts was founded. And that was a whole other conversation. But yeah, so I was like, I wasn't trying for the conversation to go there. It just kind of did, because I'm like, I'm a little hood and I'll always defend what I do. So when she's like, oh yeah, it was too much. And I was like, too much for who? Girl, don't tell me that. Mm-mm.
Right. That's so awesome. I'm totally listening to everything you're saying as I'm watching those cute little girls run around the kitchen.
They're a mess. But I got something to say to that. Well, at least that first part you said, when you said, she said that it was too many consultants or it was overwhelming, whatever. Like, hey, listen, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's difficult sometimes to change people's mindset. And they have to have the mindset for this type of business. They have to have the mindset for entrepreneurship. They have to have the mindset of being their own boss and accountability for themselves and not being an excuse maker. They have to have that in them. And sometimes, you know, sometimes they can gain it, they can learn it, it can be taught if they wanted to. You know, but sometimes they don't know, they don't want that to be taught to them. They just want to stick to their own ways. You have to understand that some will and some won't. And you know, so what? Like, you got to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, don't beat a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I don't think that sounds right, but don't be. Is that you know what I'm saying though? You know what I mean? Like, you can help those that want to help. So don't waste your time on someone who doesn't want the help or it's just not changing. You try to tell them, you try to help them, you try to change their life, and you try to give them a shot, and don't waste too much of your time on that kind of person. You know, give them the help that you can, and then if they don't change, all right, move on to the next, because there's so many people out there that you can help, and that you can really get their wheels spinning. So, you know, try to spend your time with those
No,
folks.
you were good.
Yeah, and let me just remind you guys that, you know, it all depends on how big your circle is too, right? If your circle is just paparazzi people selling paparazzi jewelry and that's all your circle is, then yep, it's going to get pretty well congested. But if you're going out there and you're meeting and talking to new people and you're gathering new friendships and making new relationships with people, then I guarantee you it's not nowhere near as congested as you think it might be.
Oh my God, you're gonna sleep all
Hey,
day.
also, that's another reason why you don't follow all paparazzi consultants on your Facebook page. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you're on Facebook. Why are you on Facebook, right? You're on Facebook to get customers first, right? And then consultants as well, right? Okay, so somebody's not muted. All right.
I got it.
So,
I got it. Right.
Okay, thank you. And so at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if you've got a feed full of you know, Stacey Bennett, Angie Galvin, Miss Marissa Clark, you know what I mean? All the time you jump on, those are people that go live. They're getting it in. So every time you go live, every time you turn on your Facebook, you're going to see nothing but your peers. Nothing but your peers in your feed. Well, yeah, it looks congested to me too. I want to not follow those people, not friend them. They're my partners, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, on the Facebook, I want to unfriend those people so that I can follow people who don't go live. So I can share the business with them. Maybe they can start buying from me. Maybe they want to sell too. You know what I'm saying? So you have to control what you see as well. You know what I mean? You got control of that.
And let me just tell you guys too, you know, that he's on a big topic right there, that like, if your wall isn't changing, you know, and look, let me just separate this, okay? We've got our news feed and we have our wall, right? The news feed is what we're looking at when we go to our Facebook page, right? Y'all get that? The news feed is what you're looking at. And when your news feed isn't changing, you know, take a look at your news feed and see what's in your news feed, because the news feed is directed to you because that's news that Facebook thinks is potential to you. So they're going to give you the stuff, the information that they think that you're interested in. And if all you're seeing is paparazzi in your news feed, then that means that Facebook doesn't know anything else about you than paparazzi. And that also means that neither do your viewers. If Facebook only thinks that you're interested in paparazzi, I guarantee you your viewers do too. So then go take a look at your personal wall and scroll your personal wall and see, that's what your friends are seeing. Okay, that's what's showing up on your friends' pages. And now if you're looking at that and all you're seeing is your own personal paparazzi and nothing that's gonna brand you or make you relatable to other people, then chances are they're probably not seeing anything that's giving them interest enough to communicate with you on, right? So you need to not only check your news feed, but you need to make sure that you're checking your Facebook wall too, and scroll through those on a regular basis and make sure that those are changing. If you're seeing the same names over and over and over again, freshen it up.
And some people might say, hey, well, you know, those are my peers and I'm trying to learn from them. Hey man, that's what the team page is for, not your wall. Okay? Your wall is for gaining business always. That's what it's for. It's for customers. It's for getting new consultants. That's what it's for. And if you think about it, That's all it's for.
Whenever I
Right.
do profile evaluations, I haven't done them in a while just because I've been so busy, but when I do profile evaluations and I just ask you guys to tell me, like, if you want your first 5 to sign up for a profile evaluation, but you have to be willing to take positive criticism. So when I was doing that, the first thing that I would do was just type in your name. And so everybody right now, I want you guys, it's on Zoom, so you can push the little home button and pull up your own personal Facebook, go to your name, click on your page, and tell me when the last time you posted was.
What was that? What time was last posted on our
Go to
personal
your,
page?
yeah, go to your personal page and click on your name and tell me when the last time you posted was.
Mine was
40.
2 hours ago.
Mine says 42 minutes ago.
Mine was yesterday at 5:53
PM? PM.
p.m. For me, yeah, p.m.
Mine was an hour ago.
Okay.
Mine was
Mine
2
was
days
at
ago.
11 p.m. last night.
And Kelsey's
said-
is 21 minutes ago.
Who said 2 days ago?
Corey.
Okay, it's okay, Corey. I'm glad that you were honest.
I was
So, like-
posting pictures of our new backyard, and that's the
Yeah.
last thing I posted. Yeah.
So the thing with when I do those profile evaluations is that's the very first thing that I go to and look at, because I learned the hard way when I would like post really hard. I'd like share everything in my stories. I'd be really good on social media, and then I'd say it's my day off. And so I'm not posting anything. And I never really realized how hard that hurts your algorithm.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out a way around it, because I believe everybody needs a day off. So what I would do was I would schedule the posts. So that really saved me, because it is so hard. Like you said, 2 days ago. Okay. So say you go live tomorrow after not being like on social media for like 3 days, your viewer count is going to be so low because Facebook's just janky. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not popular, we're not going to show you to people. And so that's the very first thing I always check when I'm doing a profile evaluation. So just try to remember that, you guys, is when they were speaking of that's your wall is who you are. And so if you're all paparazzi, that's no bueno. If you're no paparazzi, then we're like, what do you do? So it's a balancing act, but those are my tips.
For sure. Yeah, and your wall's your first line of engagement. So
I heard one time that somebody said, and I forget what exactly. I'm gonna give you the roundabout version, but he said, he was talking about what to post. Like sometimes people say, I don't know what to post. Like, if I have to post consistently like this, what do I have? Like, what do I post? Like, some ideas are something about your business one day, and something about your family another day, something inspirational another day, something educational another day, and then the last one I believe was something about faith, like if your faith, if you're religious or whatever your faith is or whatever, something like that. So those five things, between those five, you should be able to come up with something, or at the very least Google something. You know what I mean? You can Google a dang post all day long. You know what I mean? So I say it's something about your business, something inspirational, something about your family, something educational, and something about your faith. Those 5 things right there.
for sure. Definitely. Michelle, what's one of the things that you've heard people tell you that has, if they've you tried to approach somebody about joining your team and they've given you objection?
That they have to talk to their husband
Oh, that's
Or
a
their-
good one.
or their mate.
That's a good one. And real quick, Kelsey, I just want to tell you, Pinterest is great for pictures and stuff, But if you take something from Pinterest, I would encourage you to like edit it and change it in one way or another, whether you add text to it or you add a sticker or you do anything to it, because Facebook automatically recognizes Pinterest pictures because they're in cahoots together. And so there's very, very little weight off of anything that comes off of Pinterest.
Gotcha. Thank you for that tip.
No worries. And that's why a lot of times, like if you go on your cell phone and you go and you find something from Pinterest and you hold it down to download it, a lot of times your cell phone will block it because people just technology that for some reason Pinterest, they know that's the easy shortcut way. So Michelle, you said having to talk to their spouse, right? So if that's one of the questions that you're getting from your people, is that they want to talk to their spouse first, then the first thing I would tell you is that you probably went too far into the conversation with them about the business in the first place. What you should start with when you start talking to somebody that wants the opportunity is make sure, number one, that they're going to be able to be the one to make the decisions. And if not, can you set up a time to be able to talk to them at the same time?
I have a bad habit of giving way too much information too fast.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think we all do. And so
I think
when
that
tell you-
I think that's
excited.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
like
say. Not to interrupt anybody, but I was just saying, like, that's because we get pumped about this, man.
Yeah.
We really see the opportunity in it, and we've really made some money in this. And so we know what that feels like. And so when we're telling somebody else about it, we have a tendency to information overload, shove it all in their face all at one time. But it has to be strategic. If you ever play a game called chess, you'll know that you have to take your time and strategically make your moves. And this is what that is.
True.
And if you're-
I know when I've told them that there are people that make six figures, their eyes light up.
Right. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
But there's a lot more money than that in there.
Right.
Yeah.
7 figures, right?
Right. So Michelle, another thing I want to suggest here too is that don't forget the fact that, like, bring themselves into it as a person too, and realizing that, like, you know, we're talking about $100 a kit here at the bare minimum, right? And so, I mean, I understand you want to talk to your husband about that, and I completely I wouldn't want to do nothing without my wife's permission too, when it comes to something that's, you know, a serious account for this. But we're talking about $100 worth of something that you're going to own as your own. You're gonna have your own business. And look, and here's the thing: what do you have that you can sell for $100 that your husband doesn't even need to care about? You know, if you make $100 on your own, you know, you crafted a blanket and you sold a blanket for $100 or whatever, and you took that $100 and you invested it into yourself, right? And then you started investing into that business and you started growing that business. It didn't come out of your household money. So really they wouldn't have any reason to object, right? And then once you start making money on top of that, the only time your husband or spouse is going to object is if they see that you're putting more money into this than you're getting in return. Where we don't want that either. We want you to invest in the business and then invest in the business continuously through the business. We don't.
And that's
want,
why. I'm sorry, Chris. That's why we preach. What in the heck is going on here? That's her. I'm sorry. I had to turn off her phone. Okay.
I'm here. There you go. I muted her.
Thank you. All right, there it is. And that's why we preach not to use credit cards or not to be, you know what I mean? I really preach selling. We preach selling, not buying. So you don't just feel like, oh, I gotta get my maxing out my credit cards trying to get this shit popping or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? No, sell, because it'll produce your money for you. You're ordering money for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I hope you guys heard that.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, we did.
You know, so Michelle, if that woman you know, and bring this up to her. Like, how good is it going to feel if you spend $100 on yourself? And what I'm telling you, I lead you into a way to be able to make this money. And then what about on Christmas when you decide that you want to buy something extra special for your husband that he had no knowledge you even had the money to do that? Like, wouldn't that blow his mind? Or if you were able to take a trip, like I remember one of the biggest things that I remember Marissa telling me is that Andre wasn't the most supportive in this business when she first started. He was like, yeah, you know what? I mean, like I was skeptical, like $5 jewelry. And ain't how much you're gonna have to sell before it starts to get you somewhere, right? It wasn't until like the first convention and like seeing that, like, wow, this is really something big. This is more than just a small little gig here that you're putting on the side. Like, this is a showstopper.
Exactly.
I wasn't supportive about it all. I actually told her, don't sign up. Don't do it. I didn't think it was a good idea.
Yeah, my family members were not very supportive at first either. Now my daughter's finally like, wow, Mom, you're doing great, you know. But in the beginning, she was like, you're not going to get anywhere with that. I was like, you know what? I was like, negative Nelly, go away.
Well, and our family and our friends are the first ones to not support us than somebody that sees it from a first person perspective. You know, and especially if you failed at things like direct sales before, you know, like, I mean, I've tried 8 different companies, I think, and we failed the majority of them. So now it's a little harder to try to get somebody to join our team now because they never saw us do anything before. But after we've been doing it for a couple of years and we've been showing them, those same people are coming back saying, oh, wow, you wasn't kidding. You really is making money with that jewelry.
And, you know, I think that honestly, out of all of the MLMs out there, paparazzi has the best payback and the least amount of, you know, investment. I mean, all the rest of them, you have to sell so tremendously amount of stuff for their products to get anything. I mean, there are women out there that drive pink cars for Mary Kay. And I wonder how in the world did they get there when you have to sell so much to get anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep, 100%. But yeah, that's a good question. And, you know, there's a couple of rebuttals there for you. And, you know, like I told Dre the other day, you know, like, you know, one of the other ones is like, I mean, let's just make it a surprise. You don't have to tell them, you know, I mean, that's $100. Surprise them with the fact that, hey, check it out. For $100, I just bought us some business. How many places do you know that you can buy a business for $100? Get it. Get it.
Yeah, now my daughter is excited every time I get a new box that comes in. She's like, oh, let's see what's in the box.
Right.
But she helps too. She advertises by wearing my jewelry as well. So she's been helpful now.
That's good stuff. So we have another Michelle in the room here. It's Michelle's iPhone. Who is that?
I just want to say shout out to Crystal. I see her out there working her business though. You hear me?
Shout out to Crystal. She's gonna hit that queen.
Working on it. We're gonna take the kids to the park. So I'm gonna do a live real quick, and then I'm gonna go live from the park for an opportunity live to still count for my hours. And then, yes, sir. And then my Monday night live, which is my usual every week, that's my scheduled live, is usually a 2 or 3 hour event. So, you know, trying to get in where I fit in.
There you go.
Oh, girl, you go for that queen status, right?
Girl.
Love it. I love it. You're so beautiful, Crystal. I love that you have your red blouse already. What necklace did you put on, girl?
It's a long white one.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh,
I'm not a fan of the short ones because, you know, when I look down, the necklace is gone, and I don't like that. So
yeah,
and that's okay. That's okay. You being a product of your product, and at the end of the day, it's like, hey, man, that's what it is. You don't gotta like every piece of jewelry there is that they offer. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick the ones you gotta pick the style that you like and rock that thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That confidence will sell it. So you gotta be comfortable with it for sure.
For sure.
I still find earrings that are blue that I like.
Crystal, is there a rebuttal that you can think of that you hear when you try to talk to people about joining that you have a hard time getting over?
I always hear more of like along the lines of it not working out and being scared, because a lot of my friends are the single mom, and so you know, $100 is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. Between that and then of course what's already been said, you know, the not having the time and things like that. But typically what I've told the ones that I've talked to that say, you know, what if it doesn't work out, is more of like, well, what if it does? You know, even if it doesn't, you still have that jewelry that you can sell and make your money back plus some on the kid. That's
You know what?
kind of the only thing I've
And here's
said
the
back.
thing, like if you were to come to me with that, if you were to come to me and tell me that you didn't want to sign up because you weren't sure that you were going to make it work, you know, I'm going to tell you right now that if you, what do you have to risk? What do you have to lose here? Okay, I'm going to give you $175 worth of jewelry for $99. Are you trying to tell me that you don't think you can make $100 of that $100 of that back if I give you $175 worth of product? So that like, even if you decided that it wasn't for you, you don't think you can make your money back? All right, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So let's just say then that means that you didn't sell any of it. So you got a whole bunch of jewelry, right? So if you decided that it wasn't working for you now, okay, so now you have 35 pieces of jewelry that you could count as Christmas gifts or, you know, family gifts or treats for friends and things like that. Like you're talking about $100 here that you're afraid to risk that $100 because you're afraid that you may not be able to make it. Like what you're trying, it sounds like what you're telling me is that you really don't feel like you have the confidence to do much. I mean, like,
Right.
it only takes being able to sell 15 pieces a month. You don't think you can do that?
Right. And I think that has something to do with what so I got like three things I came up with right now to say. Well, like one is like, hey, but like that's mentality. Back again with mentality, because you know, whether you say you can't do it or you can do it, you're right. At the end of the day, okay, look at Crystal when she first came in this business, rocked it. You know what I'm saying? From the jump. Look at Corey. You know what I mean? She's coming in from the jump, rocking it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, these two ladies, for instance, they didn't have the idea that they couldn't do it. They were just like, all right, well, let me see what we got to do. Let me see what we got. Oh, doing this. All right, well, let's try that then. All right. But if you come in with the idea that you cannot do something, then you're right. You can't do it. And that's the mentality switch right there, right? So the other thing, yeah, absolutely. And you got to overcome that. You know what I mean?
But that's when you challenge them to overcome it.
Yeah. And that other thing is like, hey, listen, it's like you coming up with $99, just like Chris said just a minute ago. It's like, hey man, you got something in your closet right now you can sell that you ain't doing nothing with for $100. Okay, $100 is not a lot of money anymore. Now, $100 might have been a lot of money when we was 5 or 6. You know what I mean? $100 is not a lot of money right now. $100 ain't even a lot of money to our 6-year-olds no more. You know what I mean? It's just not the same world that we live in anymore. You know what I mean? So to come up, if you can't come up with $100 now, you probably ain't gonna never be able to come up with that $100. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think that I think that excuse is like, so yeah, just like she said, you can't afford not to come up with it. You know what I mean? It's look, I just feel. Go ahead. No, you good.
I was just gonna say, you know, another one that I've used before is that, like, look, if your car battery died on you and there was like no hope for it, your car battery is easy $100 bill, right? Are you just going to start walking back and forth to work and walking your kids to school, or are you going to dig deep and you're going to pull that $100 out of somewhere and you're going to fix that battery? Yeah. Because I know the answer. You don't even have to tell me. You don't have to lie to me. I know the answer. You're going to fix that car, and you're going to get that battery for $100. So
what they say, where there's a will, there's a way.
But that battery ain't going to make you money back. This you buy $100 into this product, and I guarantee you it will pay for itself. over and over and over again. And that's when I'm using the example that I started with $100 kit, and I have over $40,000 worth of jewelry in my living room
right now
that I didn't pay for out of my pocket, that my business bought. That's all debt-free, paid for jewelry, not on a credit card, owned by me.
Right. And I just bought a battery in this dang SUV. It was $120. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, you know, what we have to do, we have to be relatable to them, but at the same time, we need them to be able to see the picture without having like we're paparazzi consultants, right? So we already know the picture that we see. We've already been painted the picture. We see our vision in it, okay, but they don't. And now you got to give them the bits and the pieces, and you got to give them the colors and the brushes so that they can paint that picture.
Oh, I remember now. The third thing I was going to say. Was that, so you're hearing these excuses, or you're hearing these excuses from these people, or these no's, or these reasons why they're saying this and that, or why they can't do it, right? That's fine. And that's what they're supposed to do. What you have to understand is that it's a law of averages. It's always the law of averages, okay? And if you don't know what that is, just Google it. The law of averages, okay? But listen, you have to shoot your shot at more people, because some are going to give you, matter of fact, most are going to give you these excuses. Most. What you have to do is make sure you ask enough people to where you get all of those no's, because the no's are what pay you. The no's are what get you to sign that, right? You have to collect all those no's so that you can find your yes. You have to, that way. That's what it is. So if you go and you ask 25 people, you go ask 40 people, you ask 75 people, and they all say no, just get excited, because you're getting close to your yes. You have to play the game of collecting the no's. And once you collect enough no's, the law of averages will pay you, reward you with your yes. So you can't let these no's get you down or discouraged enough to stop you, because they're nothing but speed bumps. And if you don't get over all the speed bumps, you'll never get to the end of the road. Okay?
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Amen, Andre. Woo!
Hey, and there may be two paths to take, right? One may look like a shortcut, but not all shortcuts are leading you to the same spot.
Hey, you know what? To the road of success, nobody took the stairs. I mean, nobody took the elevator. Nobody took the elevator. Everybody had to take the stairs.
Right?
You ain't taking no elevator to the dang success stop.
I love the gospel, Crystal.
Crystal over there popping. Look at her.
Well, guys, I think unless anybody has any last minute tips on that, I think we kind of covered a lot of them.
Real quick, I'm going to do also an opportunity, last day of the month opportunity live.
Nice.
I just want to make sure that, I'm like not pushing people away. So I'm going to take advantage of the freedom. Don't listen in on this live if you don't want to make extra money, $500 extra a month or $200 extra a month.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this live if you what? Give me some.
Hey,
give me some.
you know what? That's a good one. Put on there. There. Do not listen to this live if for any reason you have too much time, or go through all those rebuttals from the get, right? If you're not allowed to make decisions,
if you are not an independent decision maker. Ooh.
Right. That's a good one too. But I think that money one was a good one. I don't know, but everybody's driven differently. Not everybody's driven about money, but I am. But I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, if you say, don't join this live unless you want to make an extra $500 a month.
Okay.
You say that, hey man, check it out. I'm just saying, why you here then? Because you
That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go for broke. I'm gonna go for broke. I need 3
you know
people
what?
to sign up on my team today. Boom.
And everybody that joins, even if they join for a second, everybody that joins after the live, I'm sending them the link. Here you go, ma'am.
Here
you go, ma'am.
Don't join my live if you do not like to travel. All
You
expenses
joined
paid.
the live. This is not
and
this
just
is
think
not
of
a
it this
cold
way.
call.
Every 3 people that you have signed up for your team that are active, for every 3 people you have signed up that are active, that's basically $100 in your pocket. That's a minimum. That's a minimum. So, I mean, if you had 6 active people on your team that are underneath you, that's $600. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got more money coming in as this minimum grows and grows and grows and grows. So will you. So, like, don't stop at just looking to get that one person. Don't stop at just getting those 3 people. Like, grab them all, get them all, because every single one of them needs you just as much as you need them. They just don't know it yet.
Don't join my live. Don't join my live if you do not want to travel. All expenses paid this week, this summer.
Right.
Yes.
Don't join your live if you don't want to change your life.
And I just respect you for ending the month as strong as you start the month, because that's awesome too. You're doing the last day of the month. And guys, let's say one more thing. There's no day in between the last day and the first day.
Right.
No, there's no day. There's no day in between that. So the last day is the most important day. The first day is the most important day. Those 2 days are the most important days in your business.
Amen.
Right on. So I'm going to go ahead and say a prayer real quick for those of you that want to stay for it. And those that don't, I understand. Dear Lord, I just come to you with all our friends and family here in Paparazzi, and we ask you to continue to give us positive motivational thoughts and blessings for our endeavors here in our small businesses. Lord, let us speak the opportunity to the fullest and let people see the power of what this paparazzi business does for them, as well as what it does for ourselves. Dear Lord, just please help us come stronger together each and every day that we continue to train. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Brother. Amen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, I
Have
love
a good life, Crystal.
Crystal, where'd you get your glasses, babe?
Thank you, Corey, for coming in. Hopefully we'll see you come in again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get them. I need to go get them for my life.
Them dollar stores be hollering. Hey, Corey, nice to meet you.
Corey, you're beautiful.
Nice to meet you, Corey.
Thank you. You too.
See you in Stockton, babe. Okay.
Tomorrow, right?
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Crystal,
okay,
Angie.
look forward to meeting you. Okay, take it easy,
You
guys.
too.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Have a good live, Crystal and Angie.
Thank you so much.